In this video, I'm going to show you the Notebook Therapy Journal. So the main reason I wanted a copy of this one is because it has 160 GSM paper, which is really thick paper that usually doesn't have any ghosting or bleed through on the back side of the page, especially for like highlighters and marker pens. I have done a pen test and we'll see later in the video if that's true for this notebook or not. But first, I just want to talk about some of the specs of the notebook. So you can get it in 3 different page sizes. So despite that, I chose the original A5, which I know you can get at most places, but I just really like that page size. If you want something larger, you can get a B5, and you can also get one that they call original, which is a bit smaller than A5, which comes to about here and then here. So if you want something that's more compact, you have that option as well. With the page count, it does differ for some reason. So the A5 and the B5 have 176 pages, which you can see is quite thick. The original one in that smaller size only has 128 pages. It has bright white paper, which is obviously really good. Love bright white instead of yucky yellow. And the dot grid is 5mm, which is pretty typical nowadays for dot grid notebooks. You can usually just get 5mm. The other thing I want to point out was the price. So it was 28 USD with free worldwide shipping. So as someone who lives in Australia, that's really appreciated. Even just to ship anything domestically here is ridiculously expensive. So if you live outside of the US, where most dot grid notebooks seem to come from, take a look at Notebook Therapy because they might be a bit more affordable versus some other 160 GSM notebooks that come from the US. The other thing is that free worldwide shipping has no minimum spend. So I also brought some stencils from them as well for bullet journaling, and I'll have some photos of those in the blog post, which will be linked down below. Heaps of functional shapes on those stencils, like checklists and flag banners, and you can make so many different spreads with them, which I will be doing in some future blog posts. Again, I'll have that link down below. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual notebook. So the one that I chose, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. It's spelled Tuski, which when I YouTubed it said Tsuki, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments below if not. And this one is the Dolphin Days version, which has a really pretty teal cover and a nice gold foil detail. There's plenty of different colors and like little graphics on the front cover to choose from. The cover itself feels a bit like velvet, so it's not just a typical smooth hardcover. It has that like velvety feel to it. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. I like it that it's different, but I don't like it because it collects lint, and I just really don't like that. I think I just prefer a normal hardcover. You can see like little white flecks of lint all over it, which is kind of annoying. And then you even have a little wave on the side, which is a nice little detail. You get 2 ribbon bookmarks, which unfortunately are the same color. I prefer when they're different, but at least they coordinate with the cover color. And you also get an elastic band to keep everything closed. I've just taken it off to film this review. So immediate thoughts, absolutely love bright white paper. I cannot stand the yucky yellow that some dot grid notebooks have. I'm definitely one that likes bright white, and this notebook certainly delivers on that. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of cloudy today, but very nice bright white paper. At the front, there is no pre-printed pages. There's no index or contents or anything like that. The whole notebook has the dot grid pages the whole way through. And as I'm flicking here, you can probably notice that something kind of important for a dot journal is missing, and that is page numbers. So that is a major con in my books. I much prefer having the page numbers because with these dotted notebooks, there's no extra edge on the cover. So if you use tabs or sticky notes or whatever to hold your place, they end up getting really scuffed after a while because they're like exposed and not protected. So no page numbers is definitely a con in my books. The margin is the same on all sides, from the top, the left, the right, and the bottom. And the dot grid, which I think I mentioned before, is 5mm. It has a light gray dot, and it's not really bold dots either. So I feel like once you start to write on this, these little dots will, disappear. Sometimes you get really thick, almost black, big dots on the notebooks, and yeah, I don't really like that. I much prefer when it blends after you start using the notebook. The pages lay pretty much flat on their own once you break the spine. I feel like if you left the notebook sitting open on your desk all week, then this would start to then like lay completely flat. So not too bad on that front. And let's have a look at the most important thing, which I know you're all probably clicked on this video for, which is the pen test. So I did all the usual gel, ballpoint, fine tip pens, some stamps, highlighters, and dot markers, which are notorious for bleed through. So let's have a look at how the pen and stamp page went. So for 160 GSM, I'm a little bit disappointed because there is some show through for stamps and the thicker marker pen, which is my Uni Ps. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Normally for 160, you wouldn't see any of that. It would just be the nice dot grid pages. So that's a bit disappointing. For the highlighters and the dot markers, unfortunately the same thing. You've even got like a little bit of indenting in some cases, and you can definitely see the show through, particularly for those dot markers. So I feel like even though the notebook is advertised at 160 GSM, this to me is more the equivalent of my 140 GSM notebooks. Like, it's still good, it's just you're going to get some show through. So if you really don't want any show through, you might need to invest in another 160 GSM. I'll have some link down below if you want to have a look at some of my other reviews, like Archer and Olive obviously is quite popular and has good paper. So just keep that in mind. If you want something that's no ghosting or show through, this one might not be the one for you. At the back, there is no pre-printed pages or anything either. It just continues with the dot grid. You do get a pocket folder, which comes with a little coordinating paper clip. Love this little dolphin, it's so cute. And nice gold foil as well to match the cover. And there's no sticker sheets or any other extras or anything in that pocket folder. So that is it for this review. I hope you found it helpful. Got a little eyelash there. Hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. I usually post a new dot grid notebook or planner review video every couple of weeks, and I'll have all those links to my blog down below.